What's going on, my people? This is your boy, Mr. OBF. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF The Real Cash App and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys could donate to the channel. Need more information to subscribe and donate to the channels down there scrolling below the people of the screen. Make sure you guys hit the like button and share the videos, man. We highly appreciate anything you guys could donate to the channel. Y'all know how we do, man. Feel a little mellow today. Play my theme music.
I just touched down, I'm at the team. I know it's late, I'm calling you, I'm making you. I can't come see you, can't come see you. I'm taking my mind, I'm not away. Stop and get up and get out of the bed. I'm gonna sing it. You're not that far. I give up my plans and head to the car. So listen low, 'cause I'm on the road.
Wait a minute, my battery's low. Let me. Hi.
Baby, I wanna come for you. Said I wanna come for you. Show me right by the day. Just wanting to hold you, embrace you. I want to forget you and tell you how much I love you. I want you, I need you, it's you.
Alright, people. Old school classic right there. Can't see shit with these glasses on. All right, people. Y'all know what time it is, man. Let's get the show started. What's going on, my peoples? It's your boy, Mr. OBF. I'm back up in the building, people. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Y'all know how we do it, people. Hit that theme music.
Jizzle, cartel route, drama. DJ White Owl. Yeah, they got me in the booth. KJ, yeah, you already know. NYCB more shit. I-95 vibes, you heard? I do this for y'all. Okay. Yeah, click and subscribe, press the button, it's OBF with the most intense live chat you seen on the internet. All I do is just rap, opinion but facts, and we do this for the people, fuck a YouTube plaque, huh? We show and prove, no million views, and y'all question everything but ain't got no clue. Woo. Roll my spliff, riddle me this, how many idiots got locked for January 6th? Stupid, that was political, this is lyrical. Trump knew he got whipped, he was screaming for a miracle. Shit is pitiful, this individual, 45th president, lying on his interview. Political is just one of the topics. Coon YouTube, nobodies, they do it for profit. Stop, you hear the bell, get the notification. I'm in the booth, KJ about to go live in the basement. Hater, yeah, even they tune in, trying to join the winner circle, but they still losing. Respect the movement, remain notified. Who left that dumbass comment? Must have been a new guy. Yeah, give him some more. I will when I get down to Baltimore. I'm on tour with Savage in the caravan. Gotta be more careful cruising through Maryland. From here on in, I'm dope. I spit heroin. Music is my drug, and you fans are the plug. Show some love, he'll reply with a shout out. It's all about respect and never the clout. Word of mouth, you pay attention. Look and listen. Anything that you was missing, link in description. P3 was the system. You don't understand the wisdom. Last thing I'ma say, if none of y'all get it, click and subscribe. Press the button. It's OBF. Rest in peace, X.
All right, people, welcome to the OBF, the network. People, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF, the real Cash App, and donate to the channel. We highly appreciate anything you guys to donate to the channel. Need more information to subscribe and donate to the channels down there scrolling below the screen, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Hit the, share the videos, people, so it help the movement push people. Hopefully y'all hear me good, man. I don't know what the fuck is going on with my mic. My mic is sounding a little terrible. Oh, I really gotta fix my shit. My shit went out. And since then my mic been sounding like trash. But anyway. Let's get right into it, man. Listen. Anti-black is real, yo. Like, you know, I keep saying this and people don't really listen, and then they get mad at like Dr. Umar and guys like that, real pro-black dudes, Taneem Nasheed. People get mad at those people because those people try to be honest, try to uplift black people and be about black issue, about black people. And I notice in this country, if you're not black, a lot of the times you get people when they say black people are the highest or better in something, right? It almost seems like people get offended by that, right? So I'm gonna let y'all hear this, man. Shout out to Dr. Richie for this clip. He sits down with this Chinese woman or the Japanese woman. I think she's Japanese or something like that. And she decides to have a conversation about I think it's like a government funded, but it's kind of like a private entity for black entrepreneur women. You know what I mean? So the money go only to black entrepreneur women, right? That get these grants or whatever, right? So Dr. Richie gonna break it down, but I'm gonna break it down as well. And I just want you to see how hypocritical some other races of people are when it comes to black people getting something. Like they're almost offended. They almost like, oh, that's reverse racism and shit like that. Like, but we don't bitch and complain about. Well, we need to do more of it, but you know we don't do it because we try to get our shit. You know what I mean? But anytime black people we share, right? But anytime black people want to get something for themselves, it's always an issue, right? But when the Chinese and the Jewish communities and the Mexican communities and all these other communities and shit, when they want to get something for them, you know, they don't see the reverse. They don't see the racism or the bigotry in that, or the reverse racism, or you know what I mean, or discrimination in that. You know, because you know it's for them, but it's anti this for us, right? And then they try to use white supremacy talking points like that shit supposed to matter to black folks, and it shouldn't. And we don't give a fuck about that. But watch how Dr. Richie dismantled this woman because she is so anti-black that she can't help herself. She can't help herself. And this is why I always tell black people, man, I'd rather stay amongst my own. It's no disrespect to other races of people. I ain't saying all of y'all are like that, but y'all don't check these type of people from y'all community. Y'all genuinely don't. And so if y'all not going to check them, then we going to check them. And this is how it is. But let's move on. Let's get into it, people.
Host of Media Harlot and Pseudo Intellectual. Ready TV, TPUSA's contributor, and we're going to talk about, well, the 11th Circuit and reading about the Fearless Fund.
And think about it, she from the Blaze or some shit like that. So you know them bitches are all anti-black. And it's a right-wing network propaganda bullshit. So you know she already got racism in her. And bigotry and discrimination and one of the, like, anti-black, gay, whatever it is, but she just against it. I think she even would turn on her own people if she can. I mean, to me, she already did because she worked for a white supremacy network. But it is what it is.
Women who we have a venture capital organization, a fund that gives money to black women. Well, the court said, well, that's discrimination. All right, we'll talk about it. But welcome to the program. How are you?
I'm great.
I'm just trying to figure out how is it discrimination when it's a fund for black people. And like I said, Dr. Richie gonna break it down more because they even the courts be on bullshit. I told you anything that's black or something to help black people is always wrong. It's discrimination all of a sudden. Now we discriminate. You ain't seen black people discriminate yet. I'm just telling you that now. So I'm just telling all my minority brothers and sisters, y'all better cut this shit out, man. Stop hating on us. Stop trying to stop our shit. Because you ain't seen black people start discriminating against y'all. I'm just telling y'all keep playing these white supremacy games. Keep on. Y'all will see that black people is going to be a point that y'all going to push us because we are not our ancestors. I just need to let y'all know we're not our ancestors. And you keep pushing black people, you will see that we're not playing. We don't give a fuck about that shit. Stop hating on our shit, man. I'm serious about it, man. This shit's getting out of control.
For having me.
Thank you for being here. All right. I want to assume what you know, believe about this particular movement. So if you would give us your opinion, I would be on time.
Sure. Well, if you ask me, there are two different issues here. First off, there's the question of whether the Fearless Fund should be able legally to give grants specifically to only black women. And then there's a question of whether it is morally right for them to do so. This may surprise you, but when it comes
First of all, she said we got two different problems here. One problem is it legal to do it? Ma'am, Yes, by law it is. If black people wanna, let's just say a lot of rich black folks decided to create a fund, and they say this money only goes to black people that want to be an entrepreneur, right? Help them out. Give them it's like a grant to them, a donation, if you want to say. By law, of course, it's legal. Of course, any group can do that. The KKK can do that. All right? And they already probably does it anyway now. Okay? Now, number two, she says, morally. What do you mean by that? But she's going to explain morally why, whatever she decides is it morally acceptable or not. But let's move on. Let's listen to the stupidity of a racist Japanese, Chinese woman, whatever the fuck she may be. And like I said, this is not a smear on all Japanese and Chinese people, but you don't check your people, so I have to. But let's move on.
When it comes to the issue of whether they legally should be able to award grants solely to black women-owned businesses, I actually believe they should legally be able to do that. It's from what I understand, a completely private fund. There's no government taxpayer money into this. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Okay then. Okay. So I'm still just trying to figure out. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know what our beef is. But hold on, she's not done.
Anything wrong with an individual group or just private people saying they wish to put their money toward a certain cause. I think that's perfectly acceptable. Whether it's morally right for them to do so, that I think you and I will likely disagree with. As someone who is I'm half Chinese and I am a woman, I would much rather support a business that actually shares my values in terms of maybe.
Let me say something. No one, she says she's half Chinese. Okay, cool. So we already know where your anti-black come from, the white party. I ain't even gonna disrespect the Chinese like that. I ain't even gonna put that on them fully. We already know where her anti-black comes from. So this bitch been trying to be a white woman all her motherfucking life. But anyway. Let's go back to what she said, though, because I want y'all to really hear what she's saying, and I'm going to dismantle this bitch like it's not nothing. Because I tell you all the time, this is why black people need to stay on code. Because you have people outside that's minority groups that sides with white supremacy. And they think that we don't recognize the shit. They think we don't see it. And we need to pay attention. Let's go back a little bit. I want to go back just a little bit of what she was saying. Hold on. Let me go back. Yeah, I'm going to go back right there. I'm going to go back a little farther.
Should legally be able to do that. It's from what I understand, a completely private fund. There's no government taxpayer.
Like I said, I want y'all to hear her. See, mind you, this is not, it ain't a legal thing. She actually think it's legal for it to happen, which I really don't give a fuck because I know the law too. It actually is legal. But put that to the side. Right? I want y'all to hear how she talks about morally. You're with a party that don't give a fuck about morals, but you're sitting here. You vote for people on a side that morally don't have any morals, but then you want to try to preach to us about fucking morals. People, we live in the twilight zone. I don't know where the fuck these people get the nerve and the balls to tell other people about morals when they don't have any morals. When you side with people and vote for people and defend people that morally is bankrupt. They prove it all the time on the right. And then all of a sudden you're going to tell us morally something ain't right? Let's move on. Let's move on. I just want y'all to know that.
Money into this. I don't think there's anything wrong with an individual group or just private people saying they wish to put their money toward a certain cause. I think that's perfectly acceptable. Whether it's morally right for them to do so, that I think you and I will likely disagree with. As someone who is I'm half Chinese and I am a woman, I would much rather support a business that actually shares my values in terms of maybe being a Christian or socially conservative, rather than be concerned about things like skin color or can't.
Nobody gives a fuck, no. You see what she's talking about religion? Nobody gives a fuck about your religion. Stop doing, see, they're listen, they already been weaponized in religion. Listen, just because nobody religiously, on your religious level, do the religious things that you do, don't mean that the rest of us don't have morals. Your religion doesn't make you more moral than me or more than anybody else. Nobody gives a fuck. My conservatives' beliefs. What is conservative to y'all? I mean, it's very blurred at this point. I don't even know what a conservative is anymore. You support racism. How are you conservative? How are your religion? Your religious beliefs? I mean, where is that at? I don't understand. But you gotta know to come out here and preach to people about fucking morals. I don't like to see color. Bitch, listen. I don't know who y'all people are fooling. I see color. Matters. I don't know what universe y'all are from. When I see myself in the mirror, I see a black person. Ignore that because it's some fucking wannabe moral high ground that these so-called conservatives on. You think we stupid, bitch? You think that we don't know that race plays a part in a lot of economic things in this country? But black people can't get certain grants. That's why they created this fund for these successful, intelligent black women that want to be entrepreneurs that just can't get their feet in the door because of this. You think we stupid, bitch? I don't give a fuck what universe or what kind of government or country you think you're trying to create where people don't see color. You don't want to living in a motherfucking some type of crazy delusion that I don't see color. But the first thing you said, I'm a white, I'm a half white, I'm a half Chinese person. So race matters. Color matters, bitch. But you try to throw on top of that, well, in my beliefs, and I'm a woman. So gender matters, color matters to you as well. And you tried to hide all that, but though I'm religious and I'm a conservative. Let me just say this. Whoever their God is, your God has created all of us. And they didn't create all of us conservative. They didn't all create us all of us are the same color. Your God did not create all of us to have the same opinion. So I don't know what God you're talking about. Because if that's the case, God should have made us whatever color you are. I don't understand, people. Sometimes I feel we just living in a twilight zone. It's like, yo, these people are really trying to convince the country that they shouldn't see color when their whole side sees color. If conservative and Republican people didn't see color, why is it that y'all so-called leader Trump, right? He does a whole campaign, a little campaign, which is I always think is insulting, but Trump for blacks. But y'all don't see color. What you need to reach out to the African American community for if you don't see color? You don't see us? Why y'all naming shit like that? Why you see white people out there with shirts and flags and all this stupid goofy shit? They talking about I don't want to see color and this DEI and all this other goofy shit or this wokeness. Whatever. I don't see color. But you tell me you got a black friend. But I thought you don't see color. Y'all can listen. You can continue to play this stupid ass game all you want about you don't see color. That's not what I stand for. But you support people that do see color. Everybody sees color. Race does matter in this country, regardless if you listen. I wish that race didn't matter in a lot of issues, but they do. I have accepted that. I wish you conservative people, so-called conservative people, accept that. Like people, I'll be honest, racism won't go anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. You have too many generations of bad human beings that raise bad human beings to create bad human beings. I'm just being honest about it. People, if we didn't never see color, the whole world would be one. We wouldn't have different countries and different cultures and shit like that if we all as one. It's not reality. Sorry to tell you that. Sorry to fuck up your little Disney World Nickelodeon fantasy. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you conservative people. You're not fooling anybody with this bullshit, especially black folks. Now you may get a couple of house niggas, but hey, they ain't shit anyway. Just like you ain't shit. I just get sick of that shit. That shit is annoying. Shout out to my brother Bell in the building. What up, brother Bell? Don't worry about it, bro. It's all good. All love. Come on, man. Please stop doing that. That shit is, and it's almost like at the point now. I'm just getting insulted by that. People just keep trying to, these fake ass conservative people, fake ass religious people keep trying to tell me they don't see color. It's bullshit. You insulting my intelligence. You're trying to insult my intelligence now. It's like you telling me it ain't a problem over here. It's really not a problem over there. Don't pay attention to that, but pay attention to this. But I still see this. I just supposed to ignore this because you want me to see this. Come on, stop.
Or gender. So there's two different topics, if you ask me, and I would love to hear what you think of both of them.
So let's
think about it. And then she said, I don't want to think about gender either. Lady, the so-called religion or the God that you're talking about, see gender. It's a man and a woman. So it's gender. It's a fucking gender. So what is the thing that you don't want? We just want to ignore gender. We just want to see people. None of this makes sense. None of it. Like honestly, I wish God will come down and we can just have this. The debate will be over because this is stupid. This is just stupid. I had a dream a while ago that like God was coming back. And it was like doomsday or some shit. He just came out the sky and shit just started. Motherfuckers was scattering because they were scared because they thought it was aliens and shit. It was a weird ass dream I had. And the bad part about it, I was scared because I felt like I didn't get to do more better. Like do more good things. But I was ready. I was ready to be in that line and see God. Because I need some questions that need to be answered. And I know I ain't tripping. And if I am, I will take that L and be like, all right, God, I was wrong. I just thought. I felt. I believed. But I'll be willing to acknowledge if I'm wrong about the shit that I feel and how I carry myself and how I move. And my beliefs. But this shit is just ridiculous. But anyway, move on. Let's move on.
Those parts. And so you make the legal argument, which also is also the constitutional argument, that this is likely going to be overturned. And I can give you some case law and also cite another constitutional dynamic, the Civil Rights Act, which is likely going to be overturned.
I need to know who this judge is. Who said it was discriminating? Listen, people, you don't have to have a certain policy that says we not helping blacks. I think I'm way too intelligent to believe that. Right? Like, it's like a racist. Like, you don't, not for me. I only can speak for me. I don't necessarily have to know that a person is a racist because they just say they're racist. I don't need to hear that. I've been around a long motherfucking time and I know a racist when I see a racist. And when I hear a fucking racist. I don't need you to call me a nigga. I don't need you to say I'm a racist white man or a racist white woman or racist Chinese. I don't need you to do that. Your behavior and how you act and what you support and a lot of other things come with that I know if you're a racist or not. I know what a fucking racist look like. Listen, so I don't need a bill to come out and says, hey, we ain't trying to help black folks. Don't need a bill like that. To be in it saying it, they ain't doing shit for black people. We're going to act like we're going to give them something, but, we're going to really do it for us. I don't need a bill to say that. I can read, I can comprehend. I can research and see how effective this bill will be. Or where all this money or whatever it may go. Like, this be real, man. All right, hey, let's move on.
But we don't have an issue, per se, with the legal part or the constitutional part. You think as long as they are independent, they operate as an autonomous group, and they have these provisions, you're saying, yes, they can do this, and it is confined in law and constitution. Am I correct in that summary?
Well, I believe in freedom of association. So I don't think it's necessarily the government's place to say that as an individual or as a private group that we should be able to, not make distinctions as to who to give our money to. I don't think that's morally, I don't think that should be legally how we conduct ourselves in America.
Ma'am. You just stupid. You just stupid. Well, what the fuck do you think? I mean, do you got a problem that the rich doesn't pay their fair share in taxes? Do you have a problem with that? No, you don't. Shut the fuck up. The government takes our money and do a lot of shit that we don't want to do with it. Want them to do with it. Like, I guarantee you, if you had a real poll from everybody in America, I guarantee you it'd be a very high percentage that we don't want to give none of our fucking money, taxpayer money, to Israel. And it may be a close thing with the Ukraine, but I believe we won't want to give our money to Ukraine. I'm just being honest. So lady, shut the fuck up about the government giving our money away or doing things with our money, and you think something. Bitch, we can find everything, anything that the government doing is taking taxpayer money and giving it to entities. You think I want to give my money to the police department that discriminates against me? Bitch, are you crazy? Listen, because I'll tell you like this. If you really be real, if you tell black people, we don't want the police help, we create our own police force without taxpayer money. I guarantee you, if we was legally, I think we are, you can do that, but it gotta be enough black people. But if you did that for a state, I guarantee you, we wouldn't, if we get the, and we gotta say, hey man, it won't be a lot of the motherfucking police working for us. And some of them niggas too. Ain't just the white folks, some of them niggas wouldn't work for us. You can get your bitch ass out of here. Listen, lady, the state and the government always do shit with our money that we don't want them to do. I think every time these police officers do fucked up shit, I think we should take money out their budget. Honestly. See, lucky y'all don't have the patience to be like a government official or some shit like that, run for government or, you know, run for state government or something like that. You lucky I don't have the patience for that shit. Because I'll change a lot of that shit. Listen, every time we get that budget from the government and shit, the money that come back and the state and all that money get back from taxpayer money and the police fucking up, oh nigga, you cut your shit down and shit. Chop chop. Matter of fact, we done took that money and put it in the educational funds. To give the teachers, give the doctors and nurses until you get your shit right. Until we're gonna give you that act right. That's what you call act right. We're gonna give you that act right. Until you act right, until you start doing your job, and until you stop shooting and murdering unarmed people and beating on people and learning how to really be a human being, we're cutting your budget. And every time y'all fuck up, y'all get lawsuits and all that shit, and come find out you motherfuckers did it, we're cutting your shit. You're lucky I ain't a motherfucker that got the patience to be a government official. We sitting there paying all this goddamn money for these motherfuckers to go out here and act the goddamn fool, and then we got to pay out taxpayer money, where a lot of this money could go to helping these children in schools, paying these teachers. But we're wasting money because of these motherfuckers. You wondering why the school system ain't shit? Because we take the money from the schools and everything else that we need to be taken care of. Roads and shit. But we keep giving them every year the same budget. Let's move on, man. Unbelievable.
Erica, and this doesn't just extend to specifically the Fearless Fund. There are other cases where maybe we can look at the baker from Colorado. I don't believe the government should be saying you should give your services to this person versus not this person, or sorry, that you should not be able to. So I would actually say that I'm not sure if this is going to be overturned, but in my opinion, it should be legally allowed for them to do this.
Now, let me just say this. That baker, I remember that story. I don't know if that baker went out of business or not, but he was some type of conservative religious person, right? He didn't want to make a cake for a gay wedding. He tried to cover it up and say, no, I'd have made a cake for a gay person, but I wouldn't have made it. It's against my religion to make a gay cake for a gay wedding. What's the fuck the difference to me? I don't see the difference. It really is stupid to me, but he won the case. And I'm not for sure that his business went under or not. But if I'm the community, I'm the gay community, I'm the black community, I'm the minority people in that community, we're not buying from you no more. Let the religious nuts and the bigots buy your shit. See, it's always a way to work around fuckery shit. The government goes in all the time and regulates certain shit and tell businesses you cannot discriminate against people. So when you do tell them that, they be like, "Oh, we're not doing that," but they are doing that because you just look at the people that they're hiring, and the people that we know that are very qualified to do these jobs, that's different color, skin, and gender, you don't hire. So the government found out that these motherfuckers are still out here discriminating against companies, right? Private-owned companies. Now, mind you, so the government says, you know what? Let's put DEI in there, where you have to have a certain percentage of how many blacks or minorities and women you have to hire. And it's much deeper than that because they probably have some type of money that they give the people. I mean, give these companies. Be like, if you do this, we'll do this for you. Right? Now that everybody got a problem with that. And even though you have these type of DEI hires, they're not telling people to hire these people that are not qualified. They have to be qualified to get these jobs. But now they done flip the script and just the old stereotype and trope that they do with black folks are like, we're not intelligent when we get in these positions. We're not good enough. We're not qualified. So now everybody's, oh, they're just not racist, saying, oh, they're not qualified. They're getting these jobs over us because they're not qualified. Which is a fucking lie. The bad part of it is the people that's saying it are not really qualified for a lot of positions that they get. And they know that. And so when they don't get certain jobs, they be like, oh, they only hired him because he was black. Or her because she was black, or minority, or she was gay, or she was a woman. This is what the right is saying. So they trying to make it seem like you can't trust the process. They're just hiring people that are not qualified and educated. To fit a government quota, a DI quota, if you want to say. Which, come on, man. Come on, man. Just plain racist and bigoted. But that's what the right is now.
Okay? So you just said you believe in freedom of association. Freedom of association is not a legal doctrine. It is actually a more standard societal construct. Freedom of association is not allowed for churches to legally discriminate against individuals who are, let's say, in the same sex relationship or perhaps in a relationship that is in disagreement with.
Think about religious people. This is why religious people shouldn't be able to vote. And I'm just being, if you call yourself a religious person and you are part of a religious cult, you should not be able to vote. And I'm being dead on. I don't give a fuck what religion you in. Especially white conservative religious people, evangelicals. You get to discriminate against other people because they're in same-sex relationships. That's the definition of discrimination. But you said you try to hide it is my belief. It's fucking with my religious beliefs. Well, okay. Well, you shouldn't be able to go out here and vote and run for office or none of that shit because you like to discriminate. So we get the right to discriminate against you. We don't want religious nut jobs like you in any type of power in anything that we're doing in this country. Live in the bubble, bitch. But they don't want to hear that. That's discrimination against the religious folks. But you can do it. You can discriminate against others. I got a belief. My religion or my belief is I don't believe in discriminating against somebody because they're gay. So that's my belief. That's my religion. How that work, bitch? So I get to discriminate against you, and you get to discriminate against me. Are you cool with that? Because believe it or not, I'm alright with that. I wish we wouldn't have to be down this road, but I'm okay with it. I'm petty in that way. Religious people always try to play like they're victims of some shit people discriminate against. It's not that. They actually get to discriminate against other people. And then they try to reverse shit, act like you're discriminating against their religious rights. Fuck you and your religious rights. That's how I feel. If you're going to be discriminating against people because of your religious beliefs, then fuck your beliefs. Fuck your religion. You ain't no different than the Klan. I don't give a fuck. But you want to sit up here and preach morals and integrity to us? Get the fuck out of here. Let's move on, man.
When their doctrine and their church, they believe in discrimination, say no to you when it comes to marriage and other sacraments of the church. So freedom of association is a moral construct. Okay? So if you believe that this is legally acceptable because of your ideological belief of freedom of association, how does your ideological belief not equate to the moral belief that the same freedom should express itself in appropriate ways morally as well? How do you say legally is freedom of association that you agree with, but then say, well, but then freedom of association becomes immoral outside of the legal context?
Well, this is the same question of freedom of speech. I can support
No. I told you they want to have it both ways. They want to be bigoted. They want to be bigoted in their religious beliefs. But then they want to come outside in the political realm and society with that same bullshit and then try to pretend, well, I can believe in both. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. Sorry, you can't. I don't give a fuck who you are. You can't. You can't have religious moral beliefs and then try to have some type of political moral beliefs. That shit don't work. Well, it should work. Actually, it does work. Actually, I take that back. It does. Because you see Joe Biden. Joe Biden is a Catholic. But he never used his religion beliefs to what's right for the country. And a lot of Democrats do that. Of course, a lot of that shit is against their beliefs, religion, as far as their religious beliefs. But they understand they outside. See, a lot of these religious people want to bring their religious shit into the shit outside and act like that shit's supposed to matter more than other people that don't believe in that bullshit. Like I keep telling these people, if you want to live that type of life, then go over to some of them countries that actually, like Israel, a couple of other places that actually run countries like that. You always tell us to go get the fuck out of the country. Won't you do it? You want to eat your cake and you want to eat your cake and have it both ways. I'm saying that wrong, but you want to have it both ways. You want your cake and eat it too. You can't have it both ways. Shit crazy, man.
freedom to say something, to express an opinion without necessarily agreeing with that opinion itself. Similarly, I think I should be able to support the ability of this venture capitalist fund to be able to give grants based on certain legal characteristics. I should say that I support their legal right to do so, while simultaneously saying that I don't think they should be doing that. There's a difference between being able to do something and me supporting the fact that they were doing it. And I think freedom of speech is the best example.
Right, but you. So my question would be: are you agreeing with the courts that by saying that it's discriminating against others? I mean, is that what you're saying on a legal tip? Because on a legal side, it's not right what the judge did. The judge actually got it wrong legally. So do you agree that the judge got this issue wrong? You can put your whole religious moral bullshit to the side, but by law, they have a right to do it. Right? So, listen. The shit doesn't make any sense of how she's trying to play both. The problem is she's trying to play both sides. And that shit don't work for me. Not for me. Listen, I don't agree with a lot of shit, people. Listen. I have a leg to stand on when I say this. Right? If a business decides to say, hey, we don't want to serve black people, it's illegal to do that. Right? But a religious person can say, hey, we don't hire gay people because it's against my religion. I'm trying to figure out how is that legal? Your religion overtops the Constitution? I just don't understand. You can't have it both ways, man. I'm being honest about this. It's not complicated for me. It's like, listen, I don't agree with a lot of shit that people do. Right? But it's just say a gay person want to work at this religious place. I believe you should hire her, regardless of what her beliefs is. Unless it's some type of like, even if it's like where they sell Bibles or some shit, it doesn't matter. She don't have to believe in none of that shit to sell it. People work at jobs all the time, people, and they don't believe in the job or the product. They really don't. I think as people that are in powerful positions need to understand that. That's like black people. If we own like we say, yeah, we got a black owned business, right? And a white girl or Chinese or Mexican girl come and say they want to come work for us. One of our companies, right? A black owned business. And we turn them down. That shit wrong. That shit is wrong. That shit is wrong. We should hire them. If they can do the fucking job and they qualify, give them the fucking job. But I'm damn sure not going to hire. I'm not going to hire you if you're not more. Excuse me. If you're not more qualified than a black person that I have, or I want to hire. I'm gonna give y'all all the same opportunity to get this promotion. You and that black person. Whoever does better, I'm gonna give you the goddamn thing. I'm gonna give you the goddamn position. I don't give a fuck if you black or white. And it's a black-owned business. See, when we say black-owned business, we mean black people own that bitch. That's what we mean. We don't mean we ain't gonna never hire people outside of our race. That's not what we mean. But people like to twist it and act like that's what we're saying. We're not saying that. We're saying that we're gonna make sure black people own it. It's the creation of a black person, so that black person should own that. That's a black-owned business. We're gonna put this black-owned business in the black communities, to where the money trickles down in our community. People say, well, Kenny, what's the difference if they say a white-owned business? Go ahead, say that shit, long as you are black folks. And other races of people, I have no problem with it. People act like I have a problem with certain shit. I don't. Long as you are being fair. I don't give a fuck you say nobody can ever own this white-owned business. I'm okay with that. Let's move on, man.
Of the similarities I can think of.
Okay, but you would support them anyway. With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
You need to support them legally,
Well, if I had,
their ability to do that, or the morality.
well, you would not give them money. You're not a supporter. You would not be a supporter of this organization.
That's right. That's right.
But in the legal framework, you say, well, you know, it may be legal what they're doing. So this court got it wrong, perhaps. I believe they got it wrong.
Well, I'm not actually sure if they did get it in terms of how the laws currently, and you probably know better than me. I'm not sure if that is something that the court will overturn.
They got it right.
First of all, now, if she's saying that she don't know if the court will overturn it because the court probably is so biased, I get that part. But legally, they should overturn it. The judge, whoever decided and said that shit was illegal, and it's discrimination. It's discrimination. That's why it's illegal. That judge should lose his motherfucking spot on the bench. He should never be trusted with legal shit again, because it seems like he doesn't know the fucking law. But she talking about, you know more about the legal things than I do. Well, why are you talking about it? See, my problem is the issues with these people. Why are you talking about issues you know nothing about? People, listen, let me just say something. I don't talk about shit that I don't know. And if I'm gonna have a conversation, I'm gonna listen more than I'm gonna speak. Or if I do speak, it's about asking questions. These people always sit here and act like they know what's really going on and try to give an opinion about something, and you don't know what the fuck is going on. So how can you give me an opinion? See, this is what I mean by people ain't qualified to speak on shit. Because they ain't educated in it, they don't know shit, but they always, it's my right to have an opinion. Means nothing. If you don't know what the fuck you talking about and you ain't educated in the situation, your opinion don't mean shit. It doesn't. You don't know why people don't understand that. Yeah, it's your right to have an opinion. Who the fuck cares about that? How am I going to sit here and have an opinion? Listen, if I sit down with a real lawyer about a legal issue, I'm going to listen to the guy that has the degrees or woman that has the degrees in the shit. That's qualified. Then listen to a motherfucker that don't know nothing about the legal system at all. Or know little pieces of it, but don't know more than a fucking lawyer. Why would I, like tell me, what side you think I would pick? Or you would pick? You would pick the side of the motherfucker that know the system. Know the occupation, the legal system. Not somebody that knows a little bit. That's why it's a different levels of, even when you in law school, it's a different level of how good a lawyer is. Come on, man. Let's move on.
Right. Well, make the other argument. Where do you think they possibly got it right, the 11th Circuit?
The 11th Circuit, well, I mean, if you look at the way that the Civil Rights Act has been enforced right now, I know we similarly have in Sheets, there's this gas station that is actually being taken to court by the feds because they have a system in place to weed out applicants who basically have criminal backgrounds. Now, the feds, from what I understand, are saying that even if there was no racist intent behind the application of the system, the fact that it is leading to disparities in the applicants that they're choosing, that in and of itself is enough to violate the Civil Rights Act. If that is
First of all, I never heard of this case, but okay, that don't make no sense. If you have a policy that says we don't hire convicted felons, that's not against the Civil Rights Act. I know plenty of fucking jobs or companies that hire convicted felons. That's up to the company to decide that if they want to hire a convicted felon or not. That's their right to do that. I don't see how that's a civil rights thing. I don't even know why the feds would even do that. Like, that shit doesn't make any sense. That's why I say, like, even the fucking feds, like, some shit that they just fuck up what shit really means. If I'm a business owner and we don't hire convicted felons, we don't hire convicted felons. And if I can explain why we don't hire convicted felons, it's for a reason. Now, if I'm saying I'm not hiring black convicted felons, then that's a different story. Now, if I got white convicted felons on my payroll that I hired, but I don't hire black convicted felons, then something's wrong with that. Then yes, that's a civil rights type of thing. So I don't know why the feds, unless that's what they're saying, I don't know why the feds are even suing this company. That's all I'm saying. The feds must know something that we don't know. So I'm not gonna say they're wrong or right because I need to look more into this case. But if they're just hiring, they're not hiring certain races of people or genders of people that's convicted felons or something like that, and they're hiring others, then yeah, I see the issue. But if they're not doing that, I don't know what the case that the government has, the feds have. I don't know what case they have. If I say I'm not hiring any convicted felons, that's not discriminating. That's nigga, and it already has been broken down by law that people have the right not to do that if they don't want to hire convicted felons. Shit, I know people who get fired from jobs for less. Listen, people, I know people that right now can't get a motherfucking driving job because they got so many DUIs. It is up to a job to give you that opportunity or not. It's not saying that they're not going to hire a felon, but you got to know when you hire people, understand what you're doing if you hire a felon. You better make sure if you hire one white felon, you better hire a black one or a Chinese one. You better have one. Because if you don't, then the feds can look at that shit like, yeah, it's discrimination. I can see that. But that's why a lot of jobs do not hire convicted felons. Because they don't want that they don't want that static. They don't want the feds coming down. So, like I said, if the feds are coming down, that means there's some discrimination going on. But anyway, let's move on.
standard that we have right now, then it's hard for me to look at something like the Fearless Fund that objectively just straight out says we are only accepting applicants who are Black and female. That seems to be way more discriminatory than anything Sheets has done currently.
Well, first of all, no, it's not. Because it is programs that only go to immigrants by the fucking government. But mind you, this is not a government-funded program. So it's not discrimination. Listen, if the KKK decides to have a foundation of saying, look, we only giving this shit to the whites. Okay. I wouldn't want their money anyway. Even if I tried to get their money. Even if I wanted to try to get their money. I wouldn't take their money. I don't give a fuck they discriminating in that way. I don't care. We only giving this to white men. As long as it ain't my government money, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. And it's not against the law. That's why poor white people are stupid. Because a lot of poor white people, not saying all, but a lot of them stupid. Because they rob these conservatives to tell them we're gonna make tax cuts for the rich. But you white poor motherfuckers, you're gonna be like the black poor people. We ain't giving y'all no cuts. So ain't that discrimination? That the rich get tax cuts, but we don't. Ain't that discrimination? The government actually do that, pass laws and policies for that. Ain't that discrimination? But like, I'm just saying though. Let's move on, man.
And the feds are taking that to court.
You're conflating some dynamics that do not coexist.
Of course you
so let me provide some remedy to that. The court case that was filed against the Fearless Fund is not, they did not make the argument of the more understood and contextualized Civil Rights Act. They utilized the argument of the Civil Rights Act of 1866. Are you familiar with the Civil Rights Act of 1866?
Yes.
No, she's
Explain it to me.
no, sure.
Well, from what I understand, it prohibits the discrimination based on racial characteristics in employment, and obviously having something open specifically to Black females. And from what I understand,
Right, but hold on. It's going for a narrative, but I'm not saying she's wrong. They gave money. They said we only going to give money to the Black. Like if somebody had a real problem with that, it should be Black men, right? But no here or there, because Black men probably are getting hired by these Black women anyway. So it's no discrimination there. That's what I'm saying. It ain't even discrimination false gender, because they most likely hiring Black men for these Black businesses too. These Black owned or entrepreneurial Black women business. So they probably hiring Black men. They're probably hiring white people. They're probably hiring anybody, right? The company that's being built from this fund, right, to help them build their business, it's not discriminating against anybody. They're not saying we're not hiring Black folks, or we're not hiring white folks, or we're not hiring Chinese folks or gay folks. It's none of that shit going on. The foundation of them getting money and getting grants to help Black women entrepreneurship is not a bigoted thing. It's just saying we're going to help Black women out. You can get the funds from us. If you're a black entrepreneur woman, you can come get these funds. Now, if you want to look at it and say, well, no Latinos or no black men or whatever, black or Latino women or Chinese women can get these funds, I mean, I can understand you're frustrated about that, but that's not discrimination, because the companies that they're supporting and giving these funds to, it's not saying that. They're just saying, I'm giving my funds only to these black women. This is a fund that we created for them. It's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I mean, you can try to find something wrong with it, but hey, it's nothing wrong with that. If I decide one day and say, people, look, I got a fund that I'm only giving to the youth. Old people can't get it. Nobody else can get it. Would you say that I'm discriminating against the elderly? No, it's to help the young youth. But they're mad because it says black in it. And even if I did put, I'm only helping the black young youth. It's my money. It ain't government funded. It ain't state funded. I can do what the fuck I want to do with this money for as my foundation, to give the money to whoever the fuck I want to give my money to. The government or the courts or the law can't tell me I can't do that. Just craziness. Let's move on.
And the female aspect of it, but it was solely the racial aspect of it. I haven't heard people make complain about the woman aspect.
That's actually not correct. So the judge,
First of all, she says it's just with the color, and I told you they was going to do that. They said it was the color. So what? I'm a private-owned business or funding organization, and I decide to name my organization, and I got the legal right to do this. I don't go fuck Molly if you feel whatever you feel about it. And I say I want to give my money to a black entrepreneur, black women. That's only where my money is going to go. Who are you to tell me that you have a problem with that? I see an issue somewhere, I want to help them. Only them. You don't get it ain't government funded, it ain't none of y'all money. So what the fuck you got a problem with it for? It's my money. It's my foundation. I can put my money wherever the fuck I want to. So put my money to support. But what is the difference from a lot of dark money? Say we only fund allow money to Democrats or Republicans. You have no problem with that. When corporations do shit like that, you have no problem with that. You got plenty of organizations says, hey, we're giving our money only to Republicans. Ain't that discriminating against the Democrats? Shouldn't you have a problem with that because of saying Republicans? Because black people put it's a black thing, it's an issue. I wouldn't have a problem if it's a Chinese, Japanese, whoever, white. I don't give a fuck. That's your money, long as it ain't my money for that. It's your own personal money. Your own personal foundation donating or granting whatever your cause is. I don't give a fuck if it was the KKK. I don't care. Now she try to switch it up on a moral tip. Yeah, on a moral tip, yeah, we all can get high mighty on some moral shit. But that's not really your issue. Your issue is that it says black. Because if it said Democratic women, you wouldn't have a problem with that. But that's still, from your logic, discrimination. And morally not good, right? It should be that, right? But it's not that. How about they say, a foundation say, I'm only giving my money to people that are not religious. Is it, would you keep the same energy? Imagine somebody, a religious group say, I'm not giving my money to the gays. I'm only giving it to people that are conservative in religion and religious. You see a problem with that or not? I mean, if you want to be consistent, because somebody put black on it and somebody else on your side put conservative on it, it's no different to me. If you're saying morally it ain't good. But I digress.
In the summary judgment, in the summary after the judgment, said basically this is a contracting issue. You see, there's a 1-2 play this chain, and I want you to see it. It utilized the Magic Code 1866 law that was passed in order to protect black people against discrimination, launched primarily by those who were in the KKK, they sympathize with that organization, with that gang. So the terrorist group, the KKK, they were engaged in these kinds of professional, meaning in the workplace, discrimination, active, and also in public arenas, meaning working for government. So 1866 was the Civil Rights Act that addressed both. It really applies to private citizens and it applies to public as well. Now, when you get into your Civil Rights Act, for example, 1981 and beyond, these sets of laws primarily dealt with the public, okay? Primarily dealt with public accommodations of the historically disenfranchised. But the reason why the judge said that the Fearless Fund could not operate under these terms is because it violates the contracting law codified inside of the 1866 Civil Rights Act. What the Civil Rights Act basically says in its chair of 1866 is that you can't discriminate against black people because they are black when it comes to equitable contracting. Okay? Now, contracting in law, that means that we have a negotiated principle, there's an exchange of value, there's an invitation to contract. All of these things have to take place in order for it to be what's called in the four corners of the contract. So this judge said, well, it violates contracting since others are not allowed to contract with you. So that meant the judge made a stretch and said he's going to look at charitable contributions as a contract, which, by the way, is the first ruling of its kind. It's unprecedented because the court has routinely distinguished that nonprofit organizations have the right of equitable remedy to address social dynamics inside of the local communities. And just because you have created a program that has a narrow focus in order to bring a certain population out of, well, let's just say, economic disadvantage, because less than 1% of that.
See, let me break it down, because Dr. Richie speaking that motherfucking function. Okay? Speaking them functions. What do you mean by that? To break it down simply, a little bit more simple, it's nothing in the Civil Rights Act that's saying it's no private. You can't discriminate. It's not discrimination if you create a private funding for an individual group to help that group economically, to help them build their wealth and build their community up. It's no law that said they can't do that. It's not in the Civil Rights Act. I think they said 18 something, and in the Civil Rights Act, Even then, they are two different types of things. A Civil Rights Act. It's like what Lincoln did to free the slaves in the Civil Rights Act that got passed in 1965 or something like that. 1967 or something like that. But it didn't really take an effect really into like probably the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. Right? So it is a difference. The law is different. It focuses on certain different issues. So her whole notion is discriminate. I kind of agree with it. It's not the same. The judge was actually reaching. You cannot tell a private company. Let's just say this. You tell a private company that says, hey, you know what? We're going to open up a foundation to say we're only going to help white conservative poor people. Now, you want to use morally, you think that's wrong? Fine. Who the fuck cares? It's your opinion, it's your morals, whatever. But by law, they can do that. They're not using taxpayer money. They're using their own money from their own entity, private entity, their own corporation, their own company. They're not using taxpayer money. Come on, stop. Listen, that's why when you see a lot of these different stadiums and you think, just think about it like football, right? And they had a big issue with the Colin Kaepernick shit. The reason they had a problem with that, the NFL, and I ain't talking about the people, I'm talking about the NFL. They had a problem with it is because they get money from the government. And then they got backlash from military people and shit like that. But that's government funded money. So that's why they had a problem with Colin Kaepernick in a financial way. Because all that shit with the U.S. flag and they shooting shit over there, they're getting money. And then to see this person disrespect that, but mind you, in the policy of it, it wasn't no policy saying that he couldn't do that. So that's why Colin Kaepernick, on the rules level, he was correct. But then they try to throw in the moral compass of that shit, of acting like that shit is wrong, it's disrespectful on some moral shit. So that's why it was an issue. It was never an issue from the fucking government. Because the government, it wasn't nothing in their contract to say, hey, what they got with the NFL, hey, people got to stand up and all this other shit, salute and all that. They didn't have that. Not even for the NFL. They didn't have that in their contract with the players. They didn't have that with the government. They didn't have that with the players. So that's why shit went the way it went. That's why the NFL, they had to change the rules. You have to stand. And then they couldn't really do that. So the teams started to tell them, you have to do it. You have to stand for the national anthem. They made a new rule of what they allow and don't allow. They did that shit because it's a private owned business. But at the same time, if a lot more people would have stood up, that shit wouldn't have stuck, because them stadiums they built around the country, taxpayer paid for that to build them stadiums. It's taxpayer money. Colin Kaepernick pays taxes for that fucking stadium. It's complicated, but it's really not that complicated to me because I understand it, but it's complicated. It's very complicated. But if a lot more people, it was a lot more uproar from a lot of people that pay taxpayer money, and I understand it in a way. So I understood why a lot of them was upset on a moral tip. Cause I pay taxes and fuck, I don't want to come in and see that. I get it. But you're talking about a private company saying, hey, I'm only giving money to black cancer survivors or black people, black kids that got cancer or black people that got cancer. You can't say that's discriminating. Morally, you may can bring the question up, but is it illegal? No, it's not. But anyway, let's move on.
Black women have had access to venture capital funding. They're addressing a real problem. Right? So the judge decides to make the ruling based on contracting. It's not gender, it's not race, it's even sillier than that. He's saying that, well, everybody should be able to contract with this nonprofit. Now, you got to say this shit. That sounds silly as hell, doesn't it?
First of all, that is against the Constitution. It's against the law. No private, a judge or the Constitution cannot make a private-owned funding corporation says that you have to say, like, I'm only giving my money to black folks, right? It's my own personal money. It's not taxpayer money. And you tell them, hey, I don't like that, so you can't do that. That's not the law. So you have to give money to other entities, other races of people. Other people should be allowed to get this funding. You're telling me as a owner of my money that I have to do this. It's my fucking money. I don't have to give my money to these people if I don't want to give my fucking money. It's like you telling somebody, like, I don't fuck with certain entities or some shit because of how I feel personally about it. Right? I don't have to buy your shit. You can't make me buy it. It's my money. So if I say I'm protesting not to spend my money and I'm trying to get others not to spend their money, you can't tell me I can't do that. It's my own personal money. I get no money from the government. This ain't government money. This is my own personal shit that comes out of my foundation. I get to not spend my money there. My own personal bank account. You can't tell me what the fuck I have to go give them some money. I don't have to give them shit. It's my money. That's what the judge just did. It's unconstitutional. It is actually illegal, and it will be overturned. And if it doesn't, hell gonna break loose. I guarantee you, whoever this judge is, he should be disbarred because he should know better. But I told you that using religion and fake ass religion morals about what they're doing and trying to pretend that everything is discriminating. Listen, the country is kind of built on discriminating. But you don't get to tell a personal person what they can do, or a personal foundation what they can do with their money, or who they want to give their money to. You can't. That shit don't make any sense. And just because you try to come get our money, and I say, look, we only give it to black-owned businesses, though. Okay, go find an organization, because there's plenty of organizations out there that will, or banks that'll do that for you. But right here, what I do personally with our money, I only give it to black-owned businesses. You may morally feel a certain type of way about it, but who the fuck cares? Because legally, you can do that. That's like me going to a KKK foundation and be like, hey, you think I can get, you can grant me some money, donate some money so I can build my business? And they say, nah, we don't help black people. We only help white folks. Yeah, morally it feels bad, but legally it doesn't. Legally, he's fine to say that and do that. But I told you, when black people do some shit like that, they got a problem with it. White people and other races of people and minority people do it all the time. Nobody's making a big deal about that. But when black people do it, it's a problem. Come on, man. Let's move on.
Doesn't matter.
So, I mean, I've already expressed that I don't support any type of government entity or ruling coming in and saying whether that's through contracting, whether that's even with hiring what a private organization can or cannot do. So if I support this ruling, I
Well, first of all, no. As a private entity, it is discrimination if you do not hire only. It's like black people. We only hire black people. Yeah, that's different. But if I got a foundation, I only hire black people, and I tell white people you can't be a part of this, then yes, that's discrimination. But if I say I'm only giving my money to black folks, that is way different from me hiring. That is different. She's trying to act like that shit is all the same. It's not. Morally, you can say that, but by law, no. It's not the same.
will state clearly that I absolutely do not.
Well, so you morally are okay with the Fearless Fund doing what they're doing in order to lift a particular demographic that has been historically marginalized aside of the racial.
No, see, that is a different question. Once again, I will affirm that I support the legal ability of the Fearless Fund as a private organization to conduct themselves however they best see fit. If you're asking me whether I support the moral mission of what they are doing, specifically saying you're only going to be giving grants to businesses that are owned by black women, that's something different entirely, and that I do not support. I do not support treating people differently based on skin color, and I understand your perspective.
First of all, that is not, listen. See, and this is that thing that moral high ground that they like to be on that irritates me. If black people, these black women, cannot get the funding that they need from the government, but they need, right? They can't get that like they supposed to, right? And a foundation that's publicly owned says, look, we created a fund to help own personal money, not government money, that going to help you guys, because I know you can't get these because of whatever this situation may be, right? But we gonna help y'all. Only y'all. You say morally you have a problem with that because it's discriminating, right? But is it really morally bad to help people out that need? It's just for them, and they're the ones that's being discriminated and not getting the opportunities through the government to help them fund, when the data shows that it's hard for black people to get these funds. Right? So an organization says, you know what, look, we gonna help y'all out. Well, you gotta look at the organization. Morally, they doing some good. They're trying to help some people or a gender of people, a color of people, or a gender of people, which is black women, to help them be successful. I don't see morally what's wrong with that. See, that's my issue now. Now she's want to get down to morals. Like what is your issue morally? Because of the color of skin. Listen, it's government plans in this country that give immigrant people from all different types of countries grants to help them build themselves up. But we don't have that for our own people. From the government. She doesn't have any problem with that. But she has a problem with an organization morally that wants to help another minority of people. But the government actually does have programs and shit like that and laws that actually help people that are immigrants that come over here and get funding that we can't get as black folks. Shit, even some poor white folks can't get that. So I'm trying to figure out what's her moral beef. That that's why I said the anti-black is coming out. I'm breaking this shit down for y'all. Because even morally, her shit doesn't make any sense. They're doing something positive. It's not negative. It's not to hurt other people. It's or hurt other races of people. It's to help a race agenda of people that actually doesn't get the type of funding from the government that they need like others does. Other genders and other races that gets it over them. But anyway, let's move on.
That it's to right a historical wrong, but I don't see how continuing discrimination achieves that goal. If there is actual current discrimination, I say we start by eliminating that.
That was really interesting.
Well, listen, if that's the case, then the party you with is the reason why it happens. They are a big reason why it happens. Your party want to give tax cuts to the rich, but not the people, not the poor. They don't pay taxes. So you can't fix the dynamics of that until you have a party that wants to fix that. I know one party that wants to do that, and that's the Democrat Party. Your party don't want to do that. Your party wants to give corporations and other people, those type of people, more advantages over workers. But I'm trying to figure out why morally she don't understand this. But she trying to pretend on some more high ground bullshit that is wrong, that a private entity morally is wrong. Why you gonna do more discrimination? So to make you feel better, that they open it up to all different races of people, that it'll make you feel better. Listen, morally, right? Okay. Why I put it like this, morally, I think you so-called conservative religious folks should open your doors up to marry more gay folks, but you discriminate against that. There's no problem with that though. You have no problem with that morally. Because how two gay couples morally hurt you because they getting married or they trying to get married? How's that morally hurt you? It's all bullshit. It's all sucker shit. It's all deflections of their racism and bigotry on the right. It just is what it is. They contradict themselves about issues, and then try to act like they're gonna sit on the more high ground and talk down to us like we're morally bankrupt. No, bitch, y'all are. Fuck out of here. Let's move on.
You agree that in the case that dealt with Masterpiece Cake Shop versus Colorado, who did you side with in that case?
The cake baker.
So the cake baker has the authority to discriminate.
Yes, and I believe Fearless Fund should have the authority, the ability to discriminate. It doesn't mean that I agree with what they were doing. And support someone's freedom of speech to say something.
No. No, okay, fine. Now, morally, do you disagree with the cake baker? Just morally. Not legally, morally. We're about to find out. Let's move on.
Not agreeing with what they're specifically saying.
Okay. Do you agree morally that Masterpiece Cake Shop should have the ability, the right to discriminate?
When it comes to what was going on with the cake specifically, the fact that it wasn't simply that he was refusing to serve a gay customer, it was that he was refusing to bake a cake for a specific event, a gay wedding. That I do support him morally and saying, no, I actually do not want to be
Right.
part of
Well, okay, bitch. Well, your point is irrelevant then. Your point is irrelevant. Your moral high ground point is irrelevant. You are okay with a religious person discriminating against gay folks because of a gay event. Well, let me just say something to you. Your whole religion that you believe in is an event. So at this point, we can say legally that we don't accept, if we throw an event, we don't accept religious folks. Because in our religion, we're not religious. We're not religious. So I don't want religious people at my event. See how that goes? Because morally, I think those type of people are disgusting. It don't fit my moral values. Religious people don't. That's like you. I ain't gonna say all, but people like you. See how that goes? You're okay with certain shit being discriminating or some religious bullshit, but you, on the other side, morally, that's wrong. Come on. You can't have it both ways. Fuck that shit. And like I said, I don't know even religious-wise. I don't even know if we can really even trust at this point that people are really actually really religious. Honestly. Like, what makes you more religious than the next person? Like, I just don't understand that. But she's okay with being okay with discriminating against gay folks or others, but she's mad at everybody else because we say, hey, we're going to do some shit for some black women. Personal money. But she morally got a problem with that because that's discrimination to her. Well, morally, my foundation, I morally think I need to help them. That's a good thing. I'm helping people out that's less fortunate, that need backing. That morally feels better than some fucking baker dude talking about some religious bullshit that he probably genuinely don't believe. That he says, "Oh, I'm not gonna bake you a cake because you're gay of a gay event." I'm sorry, because he tried to act like, "Oh, I wouldn't." I'm not saying I wouldn't bake a cake for a gay person. I'm just not going to bake a cake for a gay event. What's the difference? Because if I'm gay and I go to get to this shop and you know I'm gay and I want this and I'm with my partner, what do you think people get cakes for? Events. A lot of the times, probably 75% of the time, people go to bakeries and shit like that to get cakes for events. See, I'm trying to figure out who the fuck was the lawyers. Because none of that shit makes any sense. You can't tell me, oh no, I'm not saying that I wouldn't bake a cake for a gay couple. I'm saying I would not bake a cake for a gay event. What is the difference? You don't know if that gay couple is coming in there and saying, hey, other than they say they want you to put on a cake or something, but just imagine they just say, we just want a cake. We don't even want you putting nothing on the cake. Right? And then we get your cake, and then we go ahead and we get somebody we know that know how to do that shit on the cake and put it for a gay event. It's still your cake. You still baked it for a gay event. And imagine, just say it ain't a gay event for a marriage. What is the difference from a gay anniversary? You against that too? You can't bake a cake for that? You acting like you married these motherfuckers or something. Or your church did it or something. And we know that don't happen. So I'm just trying to figure out, none of this shit makes any sense. Bigotry of a lot of these religious people doesn't make any sense, because you know why? They don't even believe in what they believe in. They can't. Because like I said, they don't know who God is. Nobody knows who God is. Nobody has met this man, talked to this man. Once again, I always say this. Nobody met him, talked to him, or seen him, or heard him. And if they did, they belong in the motherfucking cuckoo bin. They belong in the cuckoo shop. Like they need to be in straitjackets. If they tell you any of those things, they are lying. And fuck this, they need to be a certain place. They are genuinely lying. Truthfully lying. They are lying. And then my thing is, what would it matter? Just say, like, I come in, I ain't never telling you I'm gay or nothing like that. I just say I need a cake for a wedding. Don't put nothing on it though. Then what the baker gonna say? What if a woman comes in there and say, hey, I need a wedding cake, or a man come in and say, I need a wedding cake for me and John, or blah blah blah, like, because two men can have women names. One can have a woman's name, and one can have a man's name. It is very possible for that. So I mean, how you know that unless you ask that person? But it shouldn't matter to you, because you know what? It's capitalism. It's you getting money. Who cares? Religious people always trying to push that nonsense shit to try to convince people not to be who the fuck they want to be. Nobody's trying to tell you not to be religious. Nobody cares. But you care more about trying to convert people to your religion. That's the issue. And I always keep saying that about a lot of these religious folks. You trying to convict us to some shit, trying to get us to kind of ride with y'all on some shit and speak y'all little gospel, little religious shit to us to try to get us to be what y'all want us to be. Nobody's asking religious people not to be religious. That ain't religion. Ain't religious. We don't care that. We don't care like you care. Be you. We just asking no discrimination. That's all we asking. You discriminate more than others, but then you always turn around and play the victim card. We discriminating against religion. They try to take religious rights away. What is religious rights? Nobody's stopping you or anybody in this country from being religious. Nobody. Even me myself, when I speak about some shit, y'all might think I'm anti-religion. I'm not. I'm not religious, and I believe that shit is a hoax. I believe it's a cult, and I just don't believe in it. But I'm not telling people not to be religious. Be what the fuck you want to be. I'm just explaining why I'm not religious and why You need to watch out for some of these religious people, because all religious people ain't bad. I didn't say all religion is bad. I just said some people are corrupt. They corrupt religion, and they're doing it. You're seeing it right now. The conservative movement is doing that. But I'm not telling people they shouldn't be religious. You be religious, believe what you want to believe. I'm just explaining, hey, I'm telling y'all, you cannot allow religious people to bamboozle you, because some of them are scammers. A lot of them are scammers. All of them are not, but a lot of them are. But be religious. Keep giving these people your money, your hard-earned money. That's up to you.
Part of this celebration that violates my religious conviction. If he had simply looked at a gay person and said, I don't want to serve you a pre-baked cake as I am doing for all of these other customers, I actually would not support him doing that. I believe
he did do that. He actually did. I am not serving you a cake because of my gay religion. Because of your gay religion. Or not, I didn't say gay religion. Because your gay event. He did say that. What's the difference? Him telling I'm not going to sell you a cake because you're gay. Every time, listen, a lot of times you don't even know if people are gay. You have zesty ass men walking around, and a lot of them ain't gay. You have a lot of butch type of women that walk around tomboyish like that ain't gay. So you just assume it. Just assume it. You know what I would have did if I was gay, folks? This is how you fuck them up. I would tell gay people to go in there and get them a cake, and says, I don't need nothing on, I just want you to make this type of cake. And I have all these gay people that got gay weddings coming up or whatever it may be, and all of them go there. Just go there. And then you know what I do? I'll take that gay cake, put everything I wanted to do on that cake. And I post a picture and I say, yeah, we got this cake from such and such. This baker. I got this from there. Great cake. At the wedding. Take a picture of it. Snapchat that bitch. I don't give a fuck what you do. Put it on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I don't care. That's what I would have did. To prove a point to them that does it really affect you like that? Or just hurt your feelings? Do it really hurt your religious beliefs, or really it just hurts your feelings? Or you just a hateful motherfucker that hate gay people? Because that's all that sounds like to me. I don't give a fuck. Listen, that's like a Klan person coming in and say, hey, I want a white power cake. I don't give a fuck. I make that racist white person a cake. Morally, I disagree with it, but you know what? As a capitalist, as this money in my pocket, as long as you ain't coming in here saying racist shit to me, you just saying what you want on the cake, I'm fine with it. I'll put nigger on that bitch if you want me to. I don't give a fuck. You spending your money here at my business. I don't give a fuck. I give less fuck about that, people. People always try to pretend like you can't ignore racist shit. You can, and bigotry shit. You can as an owner. You don't have to, you don't have to agree with motherfuckers. If motherfuckers gonna spend their money, let me tell you what racist people do. They don't like black people. But I guarantee you, if you spend money where they are, hey man, they let them black niggas come in. Just trying to tell you. So you start to ask yourself as a black person, do they really? They might hate black people, but they don't hate black dollars. That's what I'd have said to these religious people. You hate gay people, but you don't hate their gay dollars. That's how you should have looked at it, motherfucker. But, you know, people say, well, they were standing on business. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, that business went under after that. I got to look it back up. I remember that case. I can't remember what happened after. Like, did the shit go down or not? But he fucked his whole profit up. Even people that ain't gay was like, yo, I'm not going there no more. That motherfucker's he's a bigot. I'm just trying to tell y'all, man.
That gay people should be able to buy my cakes if I'm a baker like anyone else. But when you're talking about commissioning a specific cake for an event, that is a different question. I do support him morally in what he chose to do.
The argument quite interesting. Here's why. One of the caveats, nuances to that particular case was the fact that this was a business inside of a business community that was open to the public. This was not a cake shop inside of somebody's home. And because it was open to the public, the sentiment was that you have to engage in what's called public accommodations here. And the public accommodations, because you have a facility that's open to the public, is warranted for everyone because that company benefits from the taxpayers in that community. If somebody breaks into that store, there's an emergency service that comes to attempt to protect and be investigated. Who pays the taxes? What do people do? So the people paying the taxes, you get to that.
So I always figured like this. And see, and Dr. Richie he's breaking it down to her dumbass, because she, you know, when you filled with bigotry and hatred, you don't think about these things. Because I told you, the most stupid people in America is racist bigots. They're just stupid because they don't think about shit like this. They don't have a clear mind to think clearly about things because they got so much hate and bigotry in them. Break it down simple with brother Dr. Richie is talking about. He's saying when something happened to this business, it's a public owned business. When, just like say something happened to the business, as a taxpayer, as them gay taxpayers that he turned down, say something happened, a fire, just say a fire happened. You know those gay taxpayer pays the firefighters? That's their money to protect them, but they don't want to serve. They don't want to serve that gay couple though. Or other gay couples. See how stupid it is to be a fucking bigot and a racist? And see how stupid her thought process is of government funding? We fund a lot of shit that we don't necessarily agree with. So that's why public owned businesses should understand it. If that's the case, you have your own security. Do not call the police. If you're going to discriminate and be bigots, do not call my taxpayer money for the police that I paid for to help you. Regardless if you pay taxpayer money. But you're using my money as well. You see how stupid she sounds? You see how stupid it is? I cannot understand. Listen, I ain't gonna say that. As much as I understand bigotry and racism, I don't understand why they do not understand these things. But I know it's because they're just in a cult and they're just saying the same shit over and over again that they're hearing. They live by this stupidity. Fuck is that? Hold on, people. I know damn well. Give me 1 second. 1 second, people. Looking at my cameras, I heard something drop. I just don't see nothing. Okay. Anyway, my bad, people. But yeah, like I just don't. I understand the racism and bigotry. I just don't understand the like. They don't understand that like. We don't want to fund racist people either. I'm not a racist or a bigot or a homophobe. I don't want to support your motherfucking activities of when you are in need. But I understand I gotta pay my share fair. That's why I don't hate none of y'all. I get it. That's the reason why I don't hate people, because I actually get it. Just because I dislike you doesn't mean I hate you. See, hate is a strong word. I told you, when people hate people, they're not bright. They're stupid. Even when they're bigoted, they're stupid. It's because it's built with hate. Like, I know the real reason why I dislike somebody, but even if I dislike them, I don't wish harm on them. If I hate you, you would know. Listen, people, I never say I wouldn't hate nobody. Because if I hate you, that means you did something to me, and I'm willing to kill you. I'm dead honest about that. And then sometimes I ain't got to hate you to defend myself. So I can't say really I hate people, even if I want to hurt you or do something bad to you. But do I wish harm or want to hurt people? No. I believe in karma. I actually believe in a higher power. I actually believe in the big man upstairs. And I ain't religious. So I have a good moral high ground. So I don't see, listen, I understand why they are the way they are, because I have to understand it. But I like genuinely, like, on some, I don't say genuinely, but like logically, I don't understand why the hate that they have. The shit doesn't make any sense to me. Logically, it doesn't, because this shit is just stupid. To hate somebody else because they ain't 100% of what you are or what you doing and your beliefs. Nah, man. I think it's just me too, because I think that I don't actually like people that are different from me. So that may help my thought process of things, or reason why I don't have hate in my heart for people. I can't hate nobody. That shit just not in me to hate people. Listen, I had it in me years ago, and I seen how hate made me do shit and fuck my own life up, of the hate that I had for people. So I don't want to be that person. I don't want to think like that person. I don't want to be around people like that. I don't want to ever be even close to that. But this shit is sad, man. Let's move on.
It's now auto discriminate against individuals who are helping to undergird your business. So that's morally incomprehensible to me. But let's go
But
back
you're
to-
not just, but sorry, I'll just stop you there. But once again, the question for the baker specifically wasn't whether he was discriminating against a customer. We have a bunch of cupcakes that are already baked. I am simply refusing to sell them to you specifically because you are a gay man and I don't want your business. That is not what happened. There was this couple that specifically wanted to commission a cake for a gay wedding. Do you believe that a black baker can be compelled to take a commission from the KKK celebrating, perhaps an infamous lynching? Do you think that black bakers?
No. Okay, you want to do that? Okay, fine. You want to go on this moral shit? No, I don't think morally. No, I don't think a black person, a black baker, should do that for the KKK. No. Okay, Ben. What has gay people did to you? With somebody being gay, physically, I mean, did a gay person beat up a religious person because they was gay? Did they hang them? Did they always talk about, hey, we need to kill religious people? Have you seen gay people do shit like that, bitch? So your logic don't make sense. You ain't never seen that. You know what we have seen? We have seen gay individuals that's in a closet. Shit, now they open now. Caitlyn Jenner's that want to bring home to the people that look like her. She vote for the people that want to violate people that feel and believe and look like her. We have seen that shit, but I ain't never seen, and I mean never, ever in my lifetime, ever seen a gay person who go around and or get a platform or anything like that that say, you know what, we want to kill religious people because they're against our morals. They're against what we believe in. I ain't never seen it. Or we're going to discriminate against religious people because they don't believe in us. They're not welcome. I ain't never seen that, bitch. So don't try to do the black shit with the racist KKKs that you support. Bitch, it's not the same. I ain't never seen gay people say they got a business say, oh, we're not going to serve anti-gay people anything. The only way that'll happen if that motherfucker came and said, I hate gay people, man, but give me a cake. Oh no, they got a right to kick your ass out. But if you come and that motherfucker say, I want a cake, anti-cake of gay, I don't like gay people type of cake. I don't see nothing wrong with them saying, fuck you, get the fuck up out of here. When gay people get married, that ain't saying that they hate religious people. We don't respect and we don't like, heterosexual people or heterosexual marriages, or we don't respect religion. That's not that. You're just taking that off of your fucked up beliefs or your opinion. They're not saying that. So it's a difference. Wow, man. The fucking level of stupidity, level of hate turns these people into stupid people. And the bad part about it, they ain't that stupid educationally wise. Some of these people are not. But their hate turns them to stupid people. The bigotry, the homophobia, it turns them to stupid people. Because none of that shit makes any sense. She ain't never seen that before. And you try to compare with a black person. Yeah, hey, nigga, I'm not selling you nothing. Get the fuck out of my stuff. First of all, you can't get served to me. First of all, I'm calling the police on your ass. Get the fuck out of my store with your racist rhetoric. Fuck out of here. That's hate. That's hate speech. Fuck out of here. Yeah, you got a right to be hateful outside of my shit, but you don't got a right to be hateful in my establishment. And I got a right not to serve you for your hate speech. That is totally different of what this gay couple came there and was. They wanted a fucking cake. And first of all, did they even know that this dude was religious? Like, that's the thing. Nobody gave a fuck if you was religious or not. And if they did, that means that they still didn't care. It was like, we gonna get a cake for our wedding. Come on, man. Let's move on, man. They're always trying to make shit like it's the same. It's not.
Baker should be compelled to take that contract.
No,
That's a better comparison.
Well, I'm not a better comparison than no better comparison. You see, the KKK are not part of the Constitution protected class. Black people are. They are members of the LGBTQ community by statute, by Constitution, and by case law. They're part of the protected class. KKK members, no, are not. They are a hate group and a terrorist organization. You see the difference?
Well,
Shout out to Dr. Richie for breaking that down, because I kind of said that, but he said it more clear. We protected under law for a reason. We're protected under the law because of the KKK, because of racist people. But the racist people are not protected under the law anymore. I mean, they use the law to protect themselves. I get that, but they don't have a constitutional right to be racist anymore. They don't have that. It's not a constitutional thing in the Constitution to say racist white people, racist KKK members are protected to be who they are, or to be a racist group. That is not what that is, bitch. Excuse me. So Dr. Richie is actually 100% right. So it's a difference. And you trying to compare that like it's the same with this gay shit. No, and like Dr. Richie said, they are a hate group, the KKK. Is the gay community a hate group? That's what I asked that goofy bitch. Is the gay community a hate group? Do they hate people? It is a different. That's why I said they're more high ground. You can't have a more high ground over me when you're talking this way. It makes no sense. You can't. You're speaking about a group of people. Even when it comes to black folks, you're speaking about us like we're a hate group. We're not a hate group. We don't even have a hate group. Even though pro-black people, they're not considered as hate groups. Even as the Black Panthers, Nation of Islam, and for the federal government, from what I know, they're not a hate group. And even if the federal government says that, what proof they have that we're a hate group? What buildings we blew up? What innocent people we just go out and randomly kill white folks? Name it. I need you to name it.
But you can be gay but not have a gay wedding, right? There's a difference there. Once more, like it's not necessarily the fact that these people were gay. It's not that the baker was turning down.
First of all, who told you that gay people can't have a wedding? Oh, I'm sorry, your fake ass God told you that. Your fake ass religion tells you that. Who the fuck told you that? Do y'all know by law, people, that it doesn't matter if you are religious or not? You can be married by the state. You don't need to be a part of a religion group anymore to be married. You remember, it's the same thing. Like, this is why I sympathize and got love for the gay community, and I defend them. Right? It's a lot of things, not all things, but a lot of things. Do y'all understand back in the day where black and white people wanted to get married, that shit was illegal? And it had no homophobic shit with that. All it had was that she was white and he was black, or she was black and he was white. It had nothing to do with gender. It had nothing to do with their religion or none of that shit. It had nothing to do with that. They were just being racist. It's the same thing with gay folks. Now they want to make it a gender thing. The fuck out of here. None of this shit makes any fucking sense of these fucking so-called religious nut jobs. They fucking nut jobs. Who the fuck cares if gay people get married? Why the fuck that affects you? Gay people gonna be gay. It ain't nothing you can do about that. And like I said, I had no problem with gay people. Gay people don't affect me. They don't bring no threat to me. And it's, oh, what about the children? Nigga, hey, man. Where you at in your children's life? Okay? And like I said, you can raise your kid the best way you can, but once your kid get a certain age, nigga, they stop listening to you and they got their own minds. But you make sure you do the best you can do when they're young to install whatever you want to install in them to be. Listen, I don't give a fuck if my kid turned out gay or anything like that. They ain't nothing, ain't nothing worse to me like that. As long as, listen, the worst my kid could be is a motherfucking porn star. A stripper or some shit. Prostitute. Or how about a murderer? That's the worst thing. Being gay. Hey man, that ain't the worst shit on my radar. Or wanting, as far as my kid. The fuck out of there. The threat to my kid turned into a fucking murderer. Or a fucking drug dealer. How about that? I don't give a fuck about no goddamn if my kid turn out gay. I don't give a fuck. Who cares? It her being gay, does that hurt other people? No. I told you they use the gay shit like how they used to use blackness. If you was black, you was bad people. Don't let all these black people be on TV. See, people, you keep forgetting about our struggle as black folks. They treated us just like they're treating gay folks now. These same type of so-called religious folks. They use religion to say how bad black people were. They're doing the same shit to the gay folks. Honestly. And then I heard some shit, right? Trump was at a rally in Detroit, and he said this. He said he told these because there wasn't a lot of black people in that crowd. Listen, people, there wasn't no black people there. Really, like, listen. But anyway, he told black folks that the immigrants are coming over here taking our jobs. People, I thought we was poor. I thought all we do is commit violence and sell drugs. So how they're stealing our jobs? If we not working at those jobs, how are they stealing the jobs from us? Because we out in the streets being gangbangers and thugs and shit like that. And being violent. So how the fuck are we worrying about a job? How are they taking away our jobs? Did you ever ask yourselves that? Are they taking away your jobs? No, they're not. They're taking opportunities away from you. No, they're not. Not if you go under the logic of the conservatives and Trumps, that in our communities we just commit violence. We violent motherfuckers. We ignorant. We don't have education. We stupid. So how are we losing jobs to immigrants? How? If we're not working, we don't have jobs. It's the lowest unemployment rate when it comes to black people. So how are we losing jobs to the immigrants? Huh? Did you ever ask yourselves that? This you stupid ass wannabe Trump supporters, black Trump supporters, how the fuck you lose jobs to a motherfucker if we crime infested and we just committing crimes? We not working if we out committing crimes. If we out here drug dealing and doing all this violent shit, why are we working? How we working the 9 to 5? Nigga, I work a 9 to 5. If I was out committing crimes right now, nigga, how am I going to be working? If I'm this violent motherfucker, ain't no way I'm working. You need to ask yourselves that. That's what the conservatives tell you. They tell you the crime rate is very high under Biden. People, the crime rate is low. Very low around the country. Now, mind, they say it's very high in the Democrat states. People, the number one crime rate is high is ran by Republicans. That is majority white. The number one. Even if you want to talk about Memphis is not, black people are not the number one race there. We don't run that state. It is ran by Republicans. They told Louisiana is high. It's ran by Republicans. They always talk about Chicago. Chicago is like, what, 10, 11? Talk about Baltimore. But Baltimore ain't even in the top 10 of crimes. Overall. We ain't even in the top 10. I don't think we in the top 15. But that tell you we crime infested. Talk about DC. DC crime infested. DC ain't even the top 15. Top 20. You think about it. Where listen, if they don't believe in the statistics from the government, where are they getting their motherfucking statistics from? I just need to know that. They don't believe in government, so where are you getting your statistics from? The right wing got all the statistics. Like they going around in all these countries, like all these states. Like, come on, bro. Y'all listen. Conservative people, y'all in the cult, man. Honestly, you in the cult. And Trump's y'all in the cult, man. Y'all just believe in anything. This shit is sad now at this point. Y'all are just like stupid. I told you I could debunk any of that shit y'all talking about and thinking about. That shit don't even make any sense. The crime rate is high and all this other shit. But they're giving you statistics that telling you, like Detroit, Chicago, Maryland, Baltimore, like we're not even in the top 10 like that. It is rural states that's ran by Republicans. Shit's sad. Let's move on, man.
On a commission to make a birthday cake for a gay individual. This was specifically for a gay wedding.
A gay wedding. Okay. Morally, less than 1% of black women have been allowed to access venture capital. So black women create an organization for black women to raise the consciousness and cash so we can have black women with access to venture capital. We're saying that's the normal, man.
Well, I'm saying that if I'm an investor, the main criteria that I would be looking for would not be whether someone was a woman or black. And I think you say that less than 1% of black women have been allowed.
All right. Well, ma'am, it's not your organization. It's not. So why you care? These people keep saying, this is what I mean by minding your business. This is a problem with some of y'all. Minding your fucking business. It ain't your capital. Matter of fact, you with the Blaze, you with all them, the right wing and conservative. What you do for black folks? Your organization, you got to focus on black issues. You try to ignore and try to act like we all one and all that other shit, and you ignore that black people are being discriminated against and we got some struggles going on and things are not going our way, but you have no organizations for that, no systems, no foundations for that, other than let's get the black vote, black conservatives, black Trump supporters. But race doesn't matter though, right? Please stop, lady. Your shit is easy to debunk. You are a weirdo. You are a sellout to your other side, your half side of being Chinese. You are a sellout. You think you really a white woman. And if you really think that, then fine. I treat you like one. I treat you like a racist ass white woman. Fine. I take the Chinese out of it. I'm going to treat you like a racist ass white woman that you are. What conservative programs that you got to help black folks? Or what entity that you have? What do you do to help the black community? Huh? You do nothing. I know you say, if I do it, I'm seeing color. You already see color. Stop playing with me. It ain't our fault you being ignorant to shit and intentionally doing it. You know it's an issue there. But you just, they only giving money to black entrepreneur black women. That shit is ridiculous. The anti-black shit is real. It's real, people. It is real.
Been allowed to apply for venture capital funds. That's not correct. Anyone can apply for anything. I believe you 1% have been granted.
Here, madam, less than 1% of black women have had access to capital venture funding.
Right, that's a better way to phrase it. It's not that people aren't allowed to apply. Anyone's allowed to apply, whether they are granted it is a different
Are you
thing.
listening now? They don't have.
I'm out. He said access. Yeah, we got access. But can we get it? We don't get it. Other races of people over top of us get it than we do. Does it mean that we're not educated? I mean, what are you saying? We're not qualified to get it? I mean, what are you saying? We can't get, yeah, we get access to it, but that doesn't mean that we can get it. But mind you, she's going to keep focusing on access. Access don't mean shit if you ain't getting nothing. Let's move on.
They don't have access to. They're smart, they're the most educated demographic, rising up faster than anyone else in America. They are the most educated with entrepreneurship, rising up faster than any other demographic in America. You're telling me they don't know what to do with money? So who corrects the system? Who corrects it? Government isn't correcting it. They don't even like government correcting it. So who corrects
So when you say that black women are the most educated class in America, so to be clear,
Hold on. Let me say something. Now watch our anti-blackness. See, what Dr. Richie said is a fact. Watch our anti-blackness. This is why I tell the Chinese and other different races outside of black folks, you need to check your people when they on this bullshit. Don't get mad at us because we this and we that. We already know we the shit. Y'all already still out content. Y'all already still out style. Y'all, a lot of y'all all still the culture from us. We all know that already. But don't get mad at us because, you know, our people is this. And your people ain't that. See, that hurts your feelings. Check your people. Good white and minority people, check your people. And if you don't check them, black people will check them if they disrespect their mind. But let's move on. But listen to her anti-blackness. Look how, listen to how upset she gets.
Madam, they are the fastest growing education subgroup in the United States of America. You can argue and debate that on Pew Research all day, man. You can look that up after the show. The primary,
right, but they're not the most educated group in America.
Madam, they are the fastest growing educated group, having master degrees or beyond in the United States of America. Why do they make
Right, fastest.
Mind you, she said he said the fastest. He never said the most. He said the fastest educated. Like, if somebody gonna be upset about this, it should be black men or something. But we ain't upset about that. Salute to the black sisters. We need these strong, educated black sisters. A lot of y'all are leaders. And we respect it. Now we need to get our black men to get on board. What y'all doing? She mad. Let's get back into it.
It's growing is not the same thing as saying that they are overall the most educated group in America.
Madam, they are the most educated by way of fastest growing in the United States.
Yes, but those are two very different things, right? Like toddlers, the vocabulary.
Okay, ma'am. He didn't say that. He didn't say they was the most. He said they was the most up and coming. You hear the word, you ignorant bitch, but you so racist and bigoted, anti-blackness that you are. Because you can hear the difference. Up and coming race or up and coming gender or race, even over black men that are coming up more than any other race or gender. You don't like that though, because you don't like it because the word black. It ain't because they're a woman. You don't like because it's black. Because we already established that you don't like black. As a black man, I'm proud. As a black man, I'm proud to know that it is black women that are rising, the most educated, and everything that comes with that. That they're doing their thing. As a black man, why would I hate on that? If they told me some white women or Latino women, I ain't mad at that. Or Latino men. I ain't mad at that. You know what? As a black man, I know black women are doing what they doing. Hey, nigga, that's some shit that motivate me to tell my black brothers, hey man, get on y'all shit. We need to catch up. Why am I hating on that? As a black man, but you got this mixed breed ass bitch that thinks she's white supremacy talking point that part Chinese, and we know some Chinese people that are racist and bigots, sitting here mad. What are you mad about? How about that should uplift you or push you a little harder to be better? But it's hate. Nothing but hate in their heart. Shout out to my brother talking in the building. Nothing but hate. Nothing but hate in the heart. What up, Talk? Nothing but hate. Nothing but hate. This shit is sad. Told you her anti-blackness is coming out now. We almost done.
Larry is growing faster than mine is, but she doesn't have a bigger overall vocabulary than mine.
Right.
Those are
That's amazing.
different things.
That's amazing to me.
Wow.
So I'm mainly positive about black women who have been historically marginalized against, kind of like Chinese people too, in this country. Remember the Chinese Exclusion Act? The federal law
Yes, I
that
do.
excluded Chinese people from even traveling to the United States of America. I'm sure you
Yes, and now Chinese Americans are one of the highest earning and actually most educated groups. This is amazing. I want all the best for black women, but I think we need to be there.
No, you don't want all the best for black people. Black women. Are we okay with y'all doing what y'all do? We don't hate on that. We okay with that. I told you, listen, if you don't know nothing about me, I tell you, Chinese people, when it comes to this tech shit, they on another whole level. Excuse me, than all races of people. They do that shit. You remember when they used to like rappers used to get mad at people that bootleg shit? There's no disrespect to Chinese people, but they found a way to do it better than we did it. A bootlegging. Chinese people are the most bootlegging motherfuckers in the world. They bootleg shit. They steal. They found an itch that white supremacists has done. These are facts. They're the biggest bootleggers in the world. The biggest stealers in the world. They stole tech. They bootleg tech. That don't mean that they're more smarter. That just means they know how to bootleg better. And give them props of being smart of bootlegging. That's what your fucking people does. They bootleg. You found an angle that white people has done better than black people did. We create shit. The rest of y'all bootleg. These are facts. You can talk whatever you want to talk about black Americans. We create shit. The rest of you different races of people, you bootleg. This is a fact. You bootleg out shit and steal out shit and then you steal out shit and then you bootleg it. Like you created it. You found the itch. You got better than the white folks of doing that shit. That's it. You ain't that better than us. We created a lot of this shit. Should have said.
See with our words here.
I'm going to say it again. Black women are the fastest growing demographic in the United States of America when it comes to raising and beyond. Black women are the fastest growing demographic for entrepreneurship in the United States of America. Those are positives because they have been intentionally discriminated against and have access to these programs, and black women got together and did something about it. But to you, when you utilize education as a proxy to believe that you're smarter than most, I have multiple advanced degrees. I've been a professor since 2016. That don't make you a damn thing.
I would be the last person to conflate having degrees with intelligence. That's absolutely not what I mean. I'm just meaning to draw a distinction between fastest growing in education versus being the most educated. And the reason why that distinction matters is
Yeah, like
because
they told you it's most, you keep on going back to that. I'm telling you, most fastest growing in that class of most educated for graduate degrees and beyond fastest growing demographic. It's simple. It's not complex to understand.
no, it's
Right.
definitely
She can't handle that. She can't handle that. She can't handle that. Black folks, black women are the most educated, growing, and more entrepreneurial than any other race or gender. These are facts. She can't handle that. You know why she can't handle that? It's not because they women. She can't handle that because they're black. As a black man, I appreciate that just because they black. As a man, I ain't gonna hate on that. As a black man, I ain't gonna hate on that. As a different gender, no. I'm like, hey, black men, we need to get our shit together. Our black women are outshining us. We need to at least be on a level or close to it. Come on now, what we doing? That's motivation. That's a black man. I'm telling black men, hey, get on our shit. I'm a little too old for it now. But young black brothers, get on y'all shit. You know what I mean? But I ain't hating on that. But her hate ain't that it's a woman. She hating it because it's black. She hating because them women are black. Hold on. Let's go ahead and finish this off.
not, but that's not what you said initially. And the reason why I make that distinction is because if you say blanket,
No, first of all, he did say that. You lying. But anyway, she's lying. She tried to make it something different. But anyway, let's move on.
who are the most educated group, which again is not the case, but yet only 1% of them have given access to venture capital funds.
How do you define it?
I suppose having some sort of certificate of completion from an institution.
Formal education, correct?
Yes, formal education for the purposes of this conversation.
Gotcha. How much formal education do you have?
I am a Joe Blow, a poli-sci BA.
You don't have an advanced degree. Appreciate you being on the show. Thank you.
You don't have no degree after that. We're talking about black women that has way more degrees than you have. Go, listen. First of all, you sitting there talking to a brother that has way more degrees than you have, right? And let me just say this. I say this all the time. It's not about people having these degrees. If you don't use common sense and you do not have moral compass or have a human nature about yourself, your degree don't mean shit to me. It shouldn't mean shit to society, but it does, of having a degree. Listen, I'm more educated in a lot of shit that people that actually have degrees in. You know why? Because I self-educate myself. I make sure I am aware of things. But at the end of the day, the reason I'm more smarter than them is because I live in reality. I'm self-aware of things. I don't live in a fucking bubble. I don't pretend that I'm on this certain type of level because of my finances or my degree or how smart I am. It was some shit that I seen, like my daughter, right? Her IQ of social interaction is very low. But my daughter knows Spanish. She knows Spanish. I don't know shit about Spanish. Nigga, I can't speak Spanish or none of that shit. But she does. And I'm part Dominican. She part Dominican too, but I didn't get taught none of that shit. My wife teaches that shit. She's homeschooled. Self-educated. And she knows Spanish. Nigga, I don't know nothing about that. I can't even teach her that shit. Or a wife can. Now, what I think to myself, is my wife more intelligent than I am? No. It's certain things, certain levels of shit that my wife is good at and more educated than me in. I respect it. But living in this real world, living how shit really is, my IQ is more higher than my wife and my daughter. There's no disrespect to them. But we need both. As a family, we need both. I need my wife to give me certain things. Let me know about certain things. Teach me things. Right, vice versa. Same thing. You need people, you need a balance. When people come out and act like they're more intelligent than what they are, that's the fucking problem. Acting like they can speak on issues or speak on situations and they have no clue. She didn't get mad because this issue was about women. She ain't upset about this or discriminated against. She felt discriminated or this shit was discriminated against or a moral level because of the gender. She was upset because it said black. Had nothing to do with anything else. She didn't have a problem with the courts in a way. It was about black. But it's the same person that tell me, so we don't believe in color. Okay. Listen, people, continue to move in life and understand that people hate black folks. People can sit around, they can pretend that they don't They're not anti-black, and they don't like black people. They don't like the successful. They can sit there and pretend all that shit all they want. They don't like it. Listen, it's not true. Or it's not true. But they do. Black people can't do shit. We can't be smarter than people. We can't do shit. They only, and no disrespect to Clarkson, the chick from the WNBA. The reason all these motherfuckers are protecting her is because they want her to be the next Larry Bird. Now, mind you, even in the era of Larry Bird in the 80s, you still had that black superstar. Don't forget that. You need us. Nobody thought, even to this day, nobody says that Larry Bird is the greatest basketball player ever. Larry Bird is great. All-time great. Top 10 great. But Larry Bird ain't the great. He's not Michael Jordan. He's not Magic Johnson. And they played around the same era. They didn't play as long as they played the same years, damn near. But Larry Bird ain't Magic Johnson. We all know that. Clayton Clarkson, love her. Think she's good for the sport. But come on now. Y'all want to promote white shit. They're acting like that sells. It actually doesn't. Not in this climate. It actually doesn't. But anyway, leave your comments, hit that like button, support your boy. It's your boy, Mr. OBF. Peace and love to the world.
What's going on, man?
What's going on, bro?
How you doing, my brother?
Same old shit. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Same old shit. Take my ass to work tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Doing that OT shit.
Oh, overtime. Okay, I ain't mad at you.
Hold on, shit. I ain't even.